Good morning and welcome. This is TMI Socials and I am Stephanie Notoriwa. This is what is making wave across the social media. And of course, there's this biggest conversation across social media. First of all, trust me, the media is buzzing. Just a few days ago, PENGASSAN declared an indefinite strike after more than 800 workers were laid off from Africa's largest refinery in Lekki. The union accused Dangote of unfair dismissal, especially against staff who recently joined the union. But Dangote Refinery defended the move as a reorganization to curb risks of sabotage, calling the risk reckless and even criminal. As of today, the strike is still in full effect, with directive to cut off crude oil and gas supply to the refinery. The federal government, through the Ministry of Labour, has stepped in, summoning both sides for emergency talks to prevent the nationwide fuel shortage. PENGASSAN's president, however, reassured Nigerians that fuel supply is stable for now, with enough stock to last at least 30 days, so no need to panic. Meanwhile, Nigerians are divided. Some support PENGASSAN for standing up for workers' rights, while others fear the standoff could worsen fuel and power supply if drags on. So let's check out some reactions making rounds on social media as regards these issues. So this one is from Bolaji Fasomade. It said, as big as Nupeng, Dapmang and PENGASSAN, they still cannot come together to build a functional refinery. Yet, one man built is with his last sweat and breath, and now you want to dictate how he should run his company. Jokers. Then this other one is from Updates Boys. It said, Dangote been running the refinery since. No issues. Just because he declared free delivery, PENGASSAN, Nupeng, Dapman, and others are now having sleepless nights. LOL. And there's also another comment from Alaris. It said, Dangote versus Nupeng is a mirror reflection of what is happening in private schools in Nigeria. Owners of schools will pay slave salaries while living in mansion and going for holidays abroad. Owners of school will refuse to pay August salary because of summer holiday. We also have another comment from Omar Ogbo. He said, continue to treat union requests with laxity and shutdowns are inevitable. NLC, TUC, ASU, and PENGASSAN are not unions. You dismiss their requests with propaganda. You sack 800 of their members and replace them with Indians. Replace them with Indians while paying a disappropriate wages. Aluta continues. So these are some comments regarding the issues between PENGASSAN. And now, so as negotiation continues, Nigerians are watching closely both for survivors for job and for stability of our energy sector. Moving on, Vice President Kashim Shettima has wrapped up his trip in New York, where he represented President Bola Tinubu for the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly. During his participation, Shettima received commendation from UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres for Nigerians' push for a permanent seat on the UN Secretary Council. He also delivered President Tinubu's national statement calling for urgent UN reforms and demanding greater African control over the continent's $700 billion mineral wealth. Let's get to see the video of this meeting.
The Assembly will hear an address by His Excellency Kashim Shettima.
Madam President, Mr. Secretary General, Excellencies, Heads of State and Government, distinguished delegates. The chaos that shadows our world is a reminder that we cannot afford the luxury of inaction. We will have been consumed by our differences had there been no community such as this to remind us that we are one human family. Even in our darkest hours, we have refused to be broken. This community was born from the ashes of despair, a vehicle for order, and for the shared assurance that we could not afford to falter again. Our belief in this community is not a posture of moral superiority, but an undying faith in the redemption of humanity. It is, therefore, with profound humility that I stand before you today as Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria on behalf of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to renew this pledge on behalf of my country. Madam President, Nigeria joins the Committee of Nations in congratulating you on your election.
I have with me Mr. Sonny Duke to further emphasize on this issue.
Yeah, very interesting conversation that we just saw there with our Vice President,
yes,
who was pontificating and expressing the position of Nigeria as it relates to a wide range of global issues, but particularly on the LGBTQ issue. And he came out to say, look, emphatically, it's not part of Nigeria's culture, and so there is no way Nigeria will change its stance on that particular issue, and I hope that they maintain that. But we know that the global agenda, the globalists who are, advocating some of these issues, they always have a way of trying to use it as a basis to undermine the sovereignty of several other countries. But let's see how Nigeria is able to hold on to its position on this. Steph?
Yeah, so now he's en route to Germany after engagement in New York, with his return to Nigeria expected soon. Yeah. So moving on the entertainment scene, and the most anticipated show, Big Brother Naija Housemates, just got even hotter as Ebuka Obi-Ichendu announced the eviction of Mide, Zita, and Rude Boy during Sunday live eviction in Lagos, officially reducing the season's 10 to top 10 housemates. The lucky finalists battling it out for the 150 million naira grand prize are Sultana, Mensan, K-Bobo, Dede, Imisi, Jason, Faith, Isabella, Konye, and Kola, with voting open until October 5th. The finale promised nothing short of drama, tension, and plenty of fans wars against online.
Okay, I mean, talking about the Big Brother, I'm not really a fan of that show because of the issues around it, and some of the issues have been expressed and canvassed by a lot of people out there because of some of the things you see there and some of the things that are being projected by virtue of that show. But kudos to those who have made it to this point. We hope that, because when you look back, even some of those who won it back then, where are they today?
Some of them are making waves.
Yeah, but a number of them who were really headliners then, where are they today? They've gone down the doldrum because it's not just about winning; it's about sustaining
the wealth,
the wealth and the propensity to do well. Anyway, that's our package today on the show TMI on the ITV network.